Welcome to series of videos on moment distribution method. In this video, you will learn analysis of portal frame subjected to sway. When the portal frame is unsymmetrical, the frame is subjected to horizontal moment which is called as sway. And due to sway, additional moments are developed at the joint. So let us see how to analyze such type of portal frame. So first of all, we must identify whether the frame is subjected to sway or not. So for that, if there is different end condition of the column, then the frame is subjected to sway. Also, if the load is unsymmetrical or eccentric, then it is subjected to sway. If the height of column is not same, and if the moment of inertia of column is also not same, then the frame is subjected to sway. In this case, the moment of inertia of column is not same. So if it is not a mirror image on other side, then that frame is subjected to sway. Also, if the frame has inclined leg, such frames are also subjected to sway. Let us consider this unsymmetrical frame. The load is unsymmetrical, also the geometry is unsymmetrical. In such type of frames, there is horizontal movement of this frame which is called as sway. Delta, it is denoted by delta. So because of this delta, in addition to movement due to loads, moments are also developed due to this sway. So this is the additional moment which we have to consider while analysis of frame subjected to sway. Whenever the frame is unsymmetrical, we have to carry out this analysis in two stages. In first stage, we consider only loads on the frame, that is, we calculate the fixed end moment and we distribute it. So we get what are the end moment due to loads. And in second stage, we consider only sway. In first case, only loads, and in second stage we carry out analysis for the sway. But in first stage we know the loads and we can calculate the fixed end moment and we can carry out the moment distribution. But in second stage, since this delta is unknown, we have to assume certain moments and then we have to carry out the approximate analysis. So whenever the frame is unsymmetrical, then we have to carry out the analysis in two stages. First stage analysis is called as non-sway analysis and second stage analysis is called as sway analysis. So let us say what is this non-sway analysis and sway analysis. So this is the given frame which is subjected to external load and due to this unsymmetrical load there is sway. So moments are developed due to load as well as due to sway. So in first stage analysis, which is called as non-sway analysis, in this what we do, we assume imaginary support at the top so that there will not be any horizontal movement in the frame. And we consider only fixed end moment due to the loads and we carry out our usual moment distribution analysis and we calculate what are the moments developed due to the loads. So this is the first stage analysis in which we carry out moment distribution only for fixed end moment developed due to the load. So this is stage 1. Let us see what are the various steps in stage 1. Stage 1 means non-sway analysis. In non-sway analysis, just now I told you that we assume imaginary support here because of which we restrict the horizontal movement of this frame. So let us see what are the different steps in non-sway analysis. In non-sway analysis, analyze the non-sway frame using moment distribution method to get non-sway moment. So when we carry out the analysis of this by moment distribution method, what we get? We get the moment developed in the member at the end due to external loads only. There is no sway in this case. Then From this, we calculate horizontal reactions at the support. That means we calculate what is HA, what is HD, and what is the reaction at C. So then we calculate sway force on the frame. Now here we have considered imaginary support. So whatever reaction developed at support C, this is equal and opposite to the actual sway force, and therefore actual sway force S1 is horizontal forces on the frame including horizontal reactions at the support. So from stage 1 analysis we get two things. First is we get the final moment due to loads, and second thing we get actual sway force on the frame. Stage 2 analysis is called as sway analysis. In sway analysis, we do not consider any load on the frame. We consider only sway in the frame and what is the moment developed due to this sway. But this sway is unknown quantity and therefore we cannot calculate the moment developed due to the sway. So due to which we have to first assume some arbitrary values of the moment and carry out the moment distribution in this case. So let us see what are the different steps in stage 2 analysis. In stage 2 analysis, we assume arbitrary value of sway moment. Now this we will see afterward how to assume this arbitrary value of sway moment. Then carry out moment distribution using regular moment distribution method as usual. Calculate horizontal reactions at the support due to this arbitrary moment, and then calculate total restraint force R, which is summation of the reactions at the support. After this, we calculate what is the arbitrary sway force for this approximate moment. We have assumed some approximate moment due to sway, for which we have calculated the sway force. Now this sway force S2 is equal to R in magnitude but in opposite direction. So we will study this while solving the problem. So please remember that in stage 1 analysis, we calculate actual sway force. In stage 2 analysis, we get imaginary sway force for this imaginary sway moment. So once we calculate this arbitrary sway force, we modify this end moment due to arbitrary sway force by multiplying it by what is actual sway force divided by approximate sway force to get actual sway moment. So actual sway moments will be S1 by S2 into moment in stage 2 analysis. So final moment we get by adding stage 1 analysis moment plus stage 2 analysis moment. Now we have to remember that if there is load on the frame which is in between somewhere on the span, then fixed end moments are developed. But when the frame is subjected to only nodal point load, then fixed end moments are not developed. And therefore, stage 1 analysis, which is carried out only for fixed end moment, is not required. So here there is note written, when the frame is subjected to only nodal point load at the joint, then only sway analysis is required to be carried out. So first stage analysis is not required if there is a portal frame which is subjected to only nodal point load at one of the node. As I told you that stage 2 analysis is carried out for sway moment, but initially we don't know what is delta and therefore we have to assume this value of sway moment. So let us see how to assume this value of sway moment. It depends on how is the support condition of the column. So when both ends are hinged, then moments are developed at the top of the column only. No moments are developed at the hinge support. So in this case, moments are developed at BA and CD. Okay, BA means moment developed at B whose far end is A, and moment CD. there will not be any movement at A and D. Now remember that whenever the columns are straight, there is sway for column only. There will not be any sway for beam. So no delta term for beam. Delta is only for column. So sway analysis is carried out for the arbitrary movement in columns only. So in this case, when both ends are hinged, we assume this proportion as MBA upon MCD. MBA upon MCD is equal to I1 upon I2 into H2 square upon H1 square, where I1 and H1 are the property of this first column and I2 and H2 are the properties of this second column. So using this ratio, we can assume the imaginary moment. So when both ends are hinged, this is the proportion in which we have to assume the sway moment. Now how this formula is derived? So this formula is derived from the deflection criteria. So from this explanation, finally we get MBA upon MCD is equal to I1 upon I2 into H2 square upon H1 square. You have to remember this. When both ends are hinged, this is the proportion we have to assume. Next case is when both ends are fixed. When both ends are fixed, moments are developed at the top as well as at the bottom. So here we get MAB or MBA is equal to 6EI delta upon H1 square and 6EI delta upon H2 square. These are the standard formulae. From this we can calculate the proportion of MAB upon MDC, that is MAB upon MDC is I1 upon I2 into H2 square upon H1 square. So remember that when both ends are hinged or when both ends are fixed, we have same proportion of the moment, that is I1 upon I2 into H2 square upon H1 square. You have to remember this formula. Now next case is when left end is hinged and right is fixed. So in this case, if you derive this formula, what we get MBA upon MCD. MBA upon MCD is equal to half I1 upon I2 into H2 square upon H1 square. So here there is half term as compared to previous case. Now we have to remember that in this case we have moments at three places, that is here at the top. Here moment is 0 because of hinge support, but here MCD is also equal to MDC. So while writing the moments in moment distribution chart, we have to write the values at three places for MBA, MCD and MDC. So remember this is half. Now the last case is when left end is fixed and right is hinged. In this case, we get here 2. MBA upon MCD is equal to twice I1 upon I2 into H2 square upon H1 square. This is the explanation for this. So in this case, while writing the moment distribution table, we have to write the values at three places. So MAB is equal to MBA and there is MCD. We have to calculate this proportion in this fashion. So this we will see while solving the problem. So we have to remember all these four cases while analyzing the portal frame for stage 2 analysis, that is for sway analysis. Now let us discuss these two types of problems. In first case, the load is applied on beam BC throughout its length. In second case, the load is applied at nodal point. As I told you that if the frame is subjected to sway, we have to carry out the analysis in two stages. That is stage 1, which is called as non-sway analysis, and stage 2 is called as sway analysis. Now first analysis we carry out for fixed end moment. So in this case, there will be fixed end moment due to this uniformly distributed load in member BC, for which we have to carry out stage 1 analysis. And stage 2 analysis is for arbitrary sway moment. This is first case. But in second case, since the load is at nodal point, if the load is at nodal point, whether it may be a load or a moment or a vertical load or horizontal load, any load, but it is acting at nodal point, in that case, fixed end moments are not developed. So since fixed end moments are not developed in this case, there will not be any non-sway analysis in this second case. In first stage analysis, what we get? In first stage analysis, we get two things. First is, that is the moment developed due to this fixed end moment, what are the final moments in the member. And second thing, we get what is the actual sway force on this frame. That is the purpose of first stage analysis. In second stage analysis, we get moment developed due to sway. But in this case, that is in second case, since no fixed end moments are developed due to nodal point load, this first stage analysis is not required. And the sway force directly we can take as 12 kilonewton. This is the actual sway force on this frame. So this frame is to be analyzed only for sway analysis. Here there will be two stages, stage 1, stage 2. But in this case, there will be only stage 2 because fixed end moments are not developed in this type of frame. So let us solve one example on analysis of portal frame subjected to sway using moment distribution method. Let us understand the method using this problem. So this is unsymmetrical portal frame. First of all, you must identify whether the problem is sway problem or non-sway problem. So when the portal frame is unsymmetrical, it is a sway problem. So here support conditions are not same and length of column is also not same, and moment of inertia, that is cross section of column, is also different. And because of which this is a unsymmetrical portal frame, and therefore this is a problem of sway. Portal frame will sway. So when there is sway, I told you that we have to carry out moment distribution in two stages. Stage 1 non-sway analysis and stage 2 is sway analysis. So first we will see stage 1 analysis, which is non-sway analysis. So stage 1 analysis is for moment developed due to external load. Though here the imaginary support is not shown, we imagine there is a support here because of which there is no sway, and therefore we carry out a non-sway analysis for this external load. So for that, first of all, you have to calculate the fixed end moment. So fixed end moment, columns are not subjected to any external load. So fixed end moment in column is 0. Due to UDL, you know that there are standard formula for calculating fixed end moment. MFBC is minus WL square by 12 and plus WL square by 12. So using this formula, you can calculate fixed end moment here. So here we are assuming anti-clockwise as negative and clockwise as positive. Therefore, this value is negative and this is positive. So first step in non-sway analysis is to calculate the fixed end moment due to external loads. Once you calculate the fixed end moment, next stage is to calculate the distribution factor. So you know that for calculating distribution factor, we make the table of these 5 columns: joint member, relative stiffness, sum of relative stiffness, and distribution factor, which is ratio of K upon summation K. So now in this case, first of all, you have to identify how many joints are there. So in this frame, there are two joints, joint B and joint C. Now at joint B, there are two members, BA and BC. So you have to see whether how is the far end. So for A, far end is fixed. So relative stiffness is I by L. Here far end is continuous. So relative stiffness is I by L. Then if you go to joint C, far end is continuous, so it is I by L. But here far end is hinge, so relative stiffness K is 3 by 4 I by L. So let us see how to calculate it. So for joint B, members are BA and BC. Just now I told you that the ends are fixed and continuous, therefore relative stiffness are I by L. So here it is 2I, so you have to take respective I here and the length of that member. So you get 0.33I and then add this to take the summation. After calculating summation, take the ratio of this K and summation K, you will get the distribution factor. After calculating distribution factor, always check whether the sum is 1 or not. So sum of distribution factor at any joint must be equal to 1. Similarly, we can calculate distribution factor at joint C. So at joint C, as I told you that this far end is hinge, therefore here it is 3/4 I by L. For this member, B is continuous end and therefore it is I by L. So calculate this ratio and then take K upon summation K and calculate the distribution factor. So at joint C, distribution factor for CB is 0.57 and for CD it is 0.43. Again add this, you must get 1. So sum of distribution factor at any joint is equal to 1. So this is the second stage. After calculating fixed end moment and distribution factor, we have to carry out the moment distribution. So for that, we have to write the moment distribution table. So we write moment distribution table like this. First, we write down the joints. So there are 4 points on this frame, A, B, C and D. So we write here A, B, C, D. Then we write member. At A, member is AB. At B, there are two members BA and BC. At C, there are two members CB and CD. So while writing this member, while writing BC, you have to write BC towards C and BA towards A. Similarly, at joint C, CB towards B and CD towards D. And at D, there is a member which is DC. So after writing these members, we have to write the distribution factor. This distribution factor we have already calculated in tabular form. So these are the distribution factors. Next, we have to write the fixed end moment. So as you know that for member AB and CD, since there is no load, there will not be any fixed end moment. So fixed end moments are 0. And for member BC, fixed end moments are -90 and +90. Once you write the fixed end moment, then you have to carry out the moment distribution. So this I already explained in previous videos how to carry out this moment distribution. So there are repetitions of balancing and carryover in this moment distribution. So first step is balancing. Now here you can see that at joint B summation of moment must be 0. But here unbalanced moment is -90, which is to be balanced. So if the unbalanced moment is negative, we have to balance with opposite sign, that means positive. So -90 into 0.5 we have to write here. Similarly here +90, so balancing is with minus sign. So +90 multiplied by this distribution factor right here, 90 multiplied by 0.43 right here. So let us see first step, that is balancing. So if you multiply unbalanced moment with the distribution factor, you get this balancing step. So if the unbalanced moment is negative, you have to write here positive. If it is positive, you have to write negative. Once you do the balancing, next step is carryover. Because as per carryover theorem, if the moment is developed at one end of the member, it is carried over to other end if the end is fixed or continuous. So in this case, we have to take the carryover to fixed end and the continuous end. So let us see how many carryovers will be there in this case. Now we have distributed moment at joint B. So here moment BA developed and moment BC is developed because of balancing. So for BA, AB is the far end. If far end is fixed, then we have to take the carryover. So from BA to AB, there will be carryover, which is half of this moment, and it is with same sign. So if it is 45, it is plus 22.5. So there will be carryover from BA to AB. Next carryover is from BC to CB because this C is continuous end. So from BC to CB there is a carryover. So I have shown here arrow. So it is half of 45, that is 22.5 with same sign. Next, if you go to joint C, far end is B, which is continuous. So there is carryover from CB to BC, which is half of 51.3. Now from CD to DC, there will not be any carryover here because this is hinge support. So if there is hinge support, there will not be any carryover. But if it is fixed support, there will be carryover. This is how to decide how many carryovers will be there in the analysis. So this completes one cycle. So repeat this cycle and calculate final moment due to external load. So if you repeat this process, you will get chart something like this. This I have already explained in my previous videos, so I am not explaining it again. So this is how we get non-sway analysis chart. So from this, you will get the non-sway moment. So you have to add the values from this thick line to this thick line. Add all the values, you will get what is this moment? These are the moments developed due to external loads. So these are called as non-sway moment because we have assumed arbitrary support at the top end, that is at C. So these are non-sway moment due to external load. Now the purpose of stage 1 analysis is not just to calculate the moment due to load, but also to calculate what is the actual sway force on the frame. So to calculate the actual sway force on the frame, we have to draw the free body diagram of column and calculate the reactions at the supports. Now you can observe here, for member AB, both the moments are positive. So while drawing the free body diagram, we have to draw the clockwise movements. Whereas for member CD, column CD, the moment MCD is negative. So we have to draw anti-clockwise movement there. So this is the given frame. I have drawn the free body diagram for member AB here and for member CD here. Now for member AB, I have shown two moments which are clockwise because our results were positive. So these are the moments which we have obtained from non-sway analysis. Then I have shown one reaction here. Actually, when we draw the free body diagram, we have to show three forces at every joints. So here there are three forces. Here also there are three forces. But we are taking moment about B equal to 0. And since the moment of this vertical force, horizontal force, and this vertical force is 0 about this B, therefore I have not shown these forces. So if you consider this free body diagram, and if you take summation of moment about B equal to 0, you will get horizontal reaction HA is equal to 15.55 kilonewton. Similarly, I have drawn free body diagram for member CD. In member CD, there is a hinge support. So whenever there is hinge support, we have to replace by two forces, one vertical and one horizontal. Whereas at top, there will be three forces, horizontal, vertical and moment. Since the moment was negative, I have shown here anti-clockwise. and moment of this horizontal force, this vertical force and vertical force here is 0 about C, and therefore I have not shown those forces here. So if you take moment about C equal to 0, you will get total horizontal reaction at D is equal to 17.36 kilonewton towards left. Once you get this reaction, just take summation of this reaction, you will get the sway force. Remember that this 17.36 is more than 15.55. Therefore, the net direction is towards left, and therefore sway force is also towards left, which is 1.81 kilonewton. Now some student may get confused that why the sway force is in the same direction of the reaction. Now remember that these reactions are here, but what we are calculating here, there is arbitrary support. So here whatever the reaction is developed at the C, the sway force is equal and opposite to that force. So what will be the reaction here? It is towards right 1.81 kilonewton. If you take summation of horizontal forces equal to 0, and if you calculate what is reaction at C, you will get 1.81 towards right, and therefore the sway force is in opposite direction, which is 1.81 kilonewton towards left. I hope this is clear to you. So in this way, in first stage analysis, we have calculated what are the moments developed due to external force and what is the actual sway force on the frame. Now we will see the sway analysis. Now in stage 2 sway analysis, first we will see how to assume the arbitrary sway moment. So in this portal frame, left end is fixed and right is hinge. So for this case, we know that arbitrary sway moment is given by this ratio MBA upon MCD is equal to 2 times I1 upon I2 into H2 square upon H1 square. So here 2 into I1. So here it is 2I. So it is 2I here. I2. I2 means this is 2. So it is I. H2 square, that is 3 square divided by 6 square. So from this we get it is equal to 1. So this ratio MBA upon MCD we got 1. So what we have to do, we can assume any moment in ratio of 1. Either you can assume 10 10, 20 20, 30 30, 40 40, anything, but ratio should be 1. So here I am assuming minus 10 kilonewton meter. Now why minus? Because I am assuming sway towards right. When there is sway towards right, then anticlockwise moments are developed, and therefore I have assumed here minus 10 kilonewton meter. If you want, you can take plus 10 also. You can take 10, 100, 20, 30, anything. So I am taking here minus 10 kilonewton meter. It is approximate moment. Now where we are going to write this moment? So it is to be written for columns only. For column also, for AB because it is fixed end, for BA because it is continuous end, for CD, but there will not be moment for DC. So for all the moments we have to write minus 10. So let us write the distribution chart. Now once we calculate the approximate moment, we carry out the moment distribution as usual. So here we have already calculated distribution factor in stage 1. Same you have to write here 0.5, 0.5, 0.57 and 0.43. Then you have to write the imaginary fixed end moment. Now while writing the imaginary fixed end moment due to the sway, you have to remember that we have to write this moment only for columns. There will not be any moment for beam. So moment for beam is 0. Again, there will not be any moment for hinge support. So at hinge support also we have to write 0. At all other end, you have to write same moment, that is minus 10 and minus 10. So moments are to be written only for columns, not for beams and not for hinge support. So this is how we write the fixed end moment. Once we write the fixed end moment, then we will carry out the moment distribution in usual fashion. So after writing fixed end moment, then first step is balancing, then carryover. We have already decided how many carryovers are there in stage 1 analysis. So carry out this moment distribution in usual fashion and then take the sum of these columns. You will get the moments due to arbitrary sway force. So these are not actual moments due to sway. These are the moment due to arbitrary sway force. So first of all, we will calculate arbitrary sway force from these moments. Now remember that for column AB, both the moments are negative, that means anti-clockwise, and column CD, the moment is negative, that is anti-clockwise. So while drawing the free body diagram, you have to show the anti-clockwise movement. So these are the free body diagram for column AB and column CD. Again, as I explained you earlier, there are three forces here, but I have not shown. Here also there are three forces, vertical, horizontal and moment. But since the moment is zero, I have not shown these forces. Similarly, at this point, since it is hinge support, only two forces are there. So taking moment about B equal to 0, we will calculate HA, and taking moment about C equal to 0, we will calculate HD. So if you take this moment, you will get HE is equal to 2.37 and HD is equal to 2.18 kilonewton, which is towards left. Now these are the reactions to the sway force, and therefore sway force will be in the opposite direction. So what is the total restraining force in this case? It is 2.37 plus 2.18, which is 4.55 towards left. So therefore sway force will be in opposite direction, because in this case we have not considered any imaginary support at C. So these are the resisting forces, resisting reactions, and therefore sway force will be in the opposite direction, which is 4.55 kilonewton towards right. So from non-sway analysis, that is stage 1 analysis, we have already calculated actual sway force, which was 1.81 towards left. So therefore, we will calculate the ratio of actual shear force, of actual sway force divided by imaginary sway force. So since the directions are opposite, I am taking here minus sign. So we get ratio minus 0.4. So whatever moment we have calculated due to arbitrary sway force, that moment are to be multiplied by minus 0.4 to get what are the actual moment due to actual sway force. So let us see how to calculate. So this is the moment distribution table in stage 2 analysis, in which we have calculated the moment due to this arbitrary moment minus 10 kilonewton. So these are the moments we got due to this arbitrary moment. Now these are for arbitrary sway force. Now to calculate the moment due to actual sway force, we have to multiply this arbitrary sway moment by minus 0.4. Just now we have calculated the ratio. So here we have calculated the ratio, that is actual sway force divided by arbitrary sway force is equal to minus 0.4, because direction is opposite. So therefore minus. So we have to multiply all the values by minus 0.4 to get the moment due to actual sway. So if you multiply all the moments in stage 2 analysis by minus 0.4, you will get what are the moments due to actual sway force. So these are the moments due to actual sway force. Now we will add stage 1 analysis result and stage 2 analysis result to get the final moment. So to calculate the final moment, we add non-sway moment which we have calculated in stage 1 analysis and sway moment which we have calculated in stage 2 analysis. So if you take the sum of the moments, you will get final moments. So these are the values of final moments, and after this we can draw the bending moment diagram. So if you draw the bending moment diagram, you will get shape something like this. So on this you have to overlap the bending moment due to UDL, which is WL square by 8. This ordinate is WL square by 8. So finally, we will get bending moment diagram something like this. So this is how we analyze a portal frame which is subjected to sway using moment distribution method. So here you have to remember that we have to carry out the analysis in two stages. In first stage, it is non-sway analysis, and in stage 2, it is sway analysis. I hope you will find this video useful. Thank you for watching this video.